welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be drawing a quote from you, and that quote is "Choose kind." And although it's a very simple quote, my understanding is that it's actually from a book, a young adult book called Wonder by R.J. Palacio. And I haven't actually read this book, but I know a little bit about it from working in schools. And it's my understanding that this book is about like a little boy who has these physical features that are really, really different than most people's, and that sort of puts him apart from other people, and it's, you know, something that's very different about him. So being different, he has to sort of manage going to school and making social connections and like dealing with other people reacting to him and trying to make friends. And this is one of the messages that came out of that book, and that experience is choose kind. So I haven't actually read the book, but I really like this quote anyway, so I chose to make it. So that's that. And I'll talk a little bit about my process here that you're seeing, but first I wanted to kind of mention that this the style that this drawing ends up being, with the sort of negative space of the letters and then having very detailed drawn background, is a style that I'm listing in my Etsy shop as a possible or a possibility for a commission. So if you have a quote that you really love, that you would love to get made, that's something that I am available to do right now. So check out my shop, and this is sort of an example of how that could turn out. So little plug there. So sorry, let's get back to business. So the process that I'm using is sketching first and then transferring it onto a higher quality paper with a light box. And I like to do that because I just think that it makes for a cleaner finished product if you don't have to erase as much. So that's usually how I end up working, is by drawing on a piece of paper first, copy paper, and then tracing onto something else. And when I drew this, I actually needed to kind of cut that paper in part and retape it, because the way that I wrote the word choose at first, I wasn't really happy with. So I decided to cut that apart, tape it back together, and then redraw it a little bit smaller. And I wanted to nestle it in between the lines of the K and the D in kind, and sort of have it sit in between there, so it's like fitting together more, these two words. So I sketched all that with a kohl erase pencil, and then I used a just regular mechanical pencil to do some touch-ups and refine some of the lines. And then I used a light box to put that onto Bristol paper, and I used a Prismacolor liner to trace that in size 0.08. And then for the background for this one, I went with this sort of leafy, floral, petal, organic motif. And I got that idea because a long time ago now, I read or heard about this study that was done that showed that when people look at fresh flowers, they it improves their empathy levels. Like, you look at a flower, you smell it, you touch it, you interact with a fresh cut flower, or, you know, even like growing flowers, they don't have to be cut. It makes you more empathetic towards other people, which is kind of a crazy study and kind of a weird result, but I don't know, I just think that's really fascinating, so I decided to use that in my art. So yeah, I'm doing that with, again, that same Prismacolor in 0.08, and then at the very end, I go in with a Zig clean color using the 1.2 millimeter side of the pen to stipple around the letters to make them kind of pop out a little bit more. And that's basically it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to see more, that would be a dream come true. I'd really appreciate it. And please comment if you feel so inclined. I would love to know if you've read the book Wonder, if it's definitely something I should check out. You can tell me a little bit more about it. And you can just sort of leave your thoughts about this idea. Choose kind. What does that mean to you? So I'd love to talk to you. Please leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Just another quick note. There's another version of this text that I do as a painting in another video, so please look for that one as well. And that's it for now. Be cute, be kind, love family.